Yo, it's Dre. How y'all doing? So let's talk about some recent news that's been making the rounds. Senate Republicans are threatening to not vote on raising the debt ceiling for the U.S. debt limit by mid-October. So in other words, they are threatening to default on our nation's credit. So here's what happens if they decide to do that. Or, yeah, home and auto loans will skyrocket. 15 trillion US dollars in wealth will be lost overnight, practically. If the US defaults on its debt, 6 million jobs are lost. That's about a 100% increase in unemployment, effectively doubling the unemployment rate. Millions of retirement accounts gone. The government will have to decide if they want to honor their, Social Security benefits to the people, or pay bondholders, or pay, anyone who owns that debt. So six former Treasury secretaries have come out and they say even a short-lived default could threaten economic growth by roiling markets and economic confidence, cutting off vital services to Americans, and undermining the trust in the credit of the U.S., right? So this would be a catastrophic event. But we really don't have anything to fear yet, and let me explain a little bit. So a chief Washington policy strategist, he's on record saying the prospect of a default or collapse of the infrastructure bills remain low probabilities. So, kind of admitting that it's not going to happen. It's a low chance that this will happen. But in the next breath, he says, but these outcomes can no longer be easily dismissed or discounted. So this stuff, the media shouldn't be giving so much credence to what in reality is just a political drama. They admit the chances are low, but they're saying we shouldn't dismiss or discount it. I think people, mostly Democrats and the media, have to start really calling the bluffs. Given the consequences of this action, Republican politicians stand to lose all of their gains. 15 trillion. They're going to be caught up in that. I highly doubt they would vote against themselves by refusing to cast a vote to raise the debt ceiling. This is a routine vote. It's to avoid defaulting. If they want to talk about the debt, like they did in the early 2000s, let's have that conversation. Go right ahead. We know spending isn't going anywhere. We know the spending is necessary. So let's talk about taxes. Let's talk about running this nation like a company and bringing in some revenue streams so we could avoid bankruptcy. But that's another conversation, right? It's simple, though. This is a bluff on the Republicans. And if it's not, the U.S. will fall from grace as the world's hegemonic power. And if our voters are so ignorant to vote for politicians who would rather throw away the entire U.S. economic system for pride, then maybe we don't deserve to be the hegemonic power. So, it's a weird one. Still, Republican self-interest and self-perseverance, it's a pretty powerful thing. So I have a feeling that this is a bluff. My sources are in the description. Let me know what y'all think. Have a nice day.